Good morning, second grade. Back in my spare bedroom today, reading to you from Ralph S. Mouse. All right, so we're getting really close to time when Ralph is going to run the maze. The kids are all ready. They've done their presentations about the mice. We're really just waiting for Ralph to run the maze. So let's see what happens. Ralph tried to keep his legs flexible by running short sprints around the fishbowl. He must not let his muscles tighten before the race. Melissa was next. She paused to smile at Ralph before she announced, "The title of my story is The Strange Disappearance of Ralph." Ralph stopped sprinting to listen. Melissa read, "A mouse named Ralph lived at a house of a girl named Primrose. Primrose liked Ralph. She let him run all around the house. One day, Ralph was in the laundry room. Primrose's mother told her to take the clothes out of the dryer. Primrose did not see Ralph. Some of the clothes she pulled out of the dryer fell on top of Ralph. A nylon sock with static cling stuck to Ralph. When Primrose folded all the clothes, she had one sock left over. The sock with Ralph stuck to it was gone. It had gone wherever socks with static cling go when they get lost. The sock and Ralph were never seen again. The end." The class thought the story was funny. Ralph did not know what to think. He had learned about static cling from watching those boring women talk about it on television. But could he really stick to a sock? What a terrible thought. Just to be safe, he had better stay away from socks from now on. Melissa was happy with the success of her story until several members of the class asked why the girl's mother had not used static off in her wash. "She just didn't," answered Melissa. "I guess she didn't watch TV." "I'm not sure a sock would really cling to a mouse," said Gordon, a thoughtful boy always interested in the facts. Oh, shut up, thought Ralph. These delays were making him nervous. A ray of winter sunshine fell on the fishbowl, making it so warm that Ralph began to pant. Gordon's remark did not bother Melissa. "The sock clung into him in my story," she said, as if her answer were the end of the discussion. "But the sock had to be someplace," persisted Gordon. The class took up valuable time defending Melissa's story. "Oh no, socks didn't have to be someplace. Socks disappeared at their house all the time. They could look every place and never find them. Nobody knew where they went. Sometimes they couldn't find matching socks to wear to school. Their mothers had drawers full of socks without mates." Gordon did not know what he was talking about. One girl said her mother took the family's washing to the laundromat and often came home with socks she had never even seen before. Why don't they all shut up and let him run? Ralph began to worry lest Miss Kay think up a project to find out if a sock with static cling would adhere to a mouse. The discussion came to an end when Mrs. Seeger offered to look up the information on static electricity for the class. Gloria was next. "My poem is called a haiku," she announced. "It's a kind of poem the Japanese write. It never rhymes, but it always has 17 syllables. Gloria paused a moment until she had the complete attention of the class before she read, "A little brown mouse smells cheese and steps into a trap. Snap! Now he's dead." Ralph was so horrified that he curled up in a tight ball to stop his trembling. How was he supposed to run a race if he was shaking all over? The class, preferring verse that rhymed at the end of lines, was silent, not knowing what to think of Gloria's poem. "I think it was mean," volunteered Melissa. "Well, I think it was good," Gloria was defiant. "Cruel," thought Ralph. "Cruel and murderous." "An excellent haiku, Gloria," said tactful Miss Kay. "But let's hope such a thing never happens to Ralph." Miss Seeger said she would look up haikus for room 5, and Miss Kay said she would read them aloud. "We haven't much time left," said Miss Kay, "and now our guest of honor will demonstrate how quickly he can learn." Ralph had waited so long to run that the excitement had drained out of him, leaving him heavy with dread. Ready or not, he must begin his trial. His motorcycle depended on it, even though his legs were stiff and his entire body trembled. Boy. Okay, chapter 6, the maze. Come on, Ralph, old buddy. Ryan scooped Ralph out of the fishbowl. Show him how smart you are. No one thought there was anything unusual about Ryan speaking to Ralph when Ralph was in plain sight. Children often talk to their pets. Ralph struggled in Ryan's hand, which smelled of the egg salad he had eaten for lunch. Take it easy, Ralph, he said. You can do it. I need to warm up first, squeaked Ralph. Ryan paid no attention. Possibly he did not hear because of the murmurs of excitement as the pupils gathered around for a better view of the maze. He sat Ralph down in front of an opening in a cardboard wall and said, when Brad fires his cat pistol, go for the peanut butter. Okay, so here's a picture of the maze. Ralph shook his paws in a last desperate attempt to limber them up. At the same time, he sniffed, trying to get wind of the peanut butter at the end of the maze. Unfortunately, the room was full of confusing odors: popcorn, tomato sauce of tacos eaten by those who had bought school lunch, peanut butter, bologna, egg, orange, banana eaten by those who had brought lunches from home. Ralph caught a whiff of grape bubble gum, the reek of sweaty socks, and the scented soap fragrance of Miss Kay. By the time the teacher said, on your mark, Ralph was completely muddled. He crouched, waiting for the starting gun, which did not go off. My caps are stuck, said Brad. After the heat of the fishbowl, the cooler air made Ralph's muscles feel rigid. He felt as if he had been waiting forever. At last, Brad fired his cap gun. Bang! Go, Ralph, go! Shouted the class. The noise was enough to unnerve the bravest mouse. However, since Ralph was pointed towards the opening of the maze, he knew where to start. He ran through the opening and bumped his nose against a cardboard wall. Then he turned the other way. No! Shrieked the children. Not that way, the other way. Ralph followed their directions and bumped his nose again. My motorcycle, he thought in despair. I'll never get my motorcycle back if I don't do it, Ralph. Ralph, don't let me down. Ryan's voice rose above the shouting. Down among the partitions of the maze, with so many lunch-smelling rooters breathing on him, Ralph had no idea the direction of the peanut butter. Ralph D. Mouse, Brad yelled. Everybody shut up and give him a chance, screamed Melissa. Suddenly, Ralph was angry. He knew he was a really smart mouse. Why should he have to run around banging his nose in front of all those taco and sandwich gobblers? Nimbly, he leaped to the top of the partition, caught a whiff of the pure peanut butter, and took off across the top edges of the maze. He would show them who was smart. Ralph was halfway to the peanut butter when he felt Ryan's egg sandwich-smelling hand close around his body. Hey, said Ryan, you aren't supposed to do it that way. All right, we're going to stop there, see how Ralph does tomorrow. All right, enjoy your day. Have a great day, second grade. See you next time.